Welcome back to the Morning Blend, where it's time for Ryan J. Reviews.
And Ryan is a nationally syndicated film critic, and this week he's got some new and old movies to talk about this morning. Ryan, welcome.
Glad to be here.
So nice to have you. Do you ever wear the same thing twice?
Never. No, you know,
Seriously?
It's about mixing and matching.
It is?
Yeah.
I swear I've never seen you, and I see you outside of work.
Yeah.
I've never seen you in the same thing
I don't
twice.
wear a tie outside of work, though. You know that.
Right, yeah, I do know that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Evil Dead. This is rated R, right?
This is very rated R. This is the very definition of a horror slasher movie. It is gory and bloody and grotesque. It's a reboot of the original Evil Dead that came out in the 80s, directed and written by Sam Raimi, who produces this film. And it's quite different. The originals were kind of low budget and comical, and this is slick and horrifying.
Can you tell us briefly about Ginger and Rosa? Now, is that a chick flick?
Yeah. Well, Ginger and Rosa is it's a next movie that we'll talk about. But I just want to say, The Evil Dead was really good, and I liked it.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't know you liked horror and slasher.
I don't normally, but this one I'm recommending because it's thrilling. It's not like you won't get nightmares, but it's gross and fun.
It'll keep you on the edge.
Exactly. Ginger and Rosa is a limited release film that's just rolling out to Milwaukee this weekend. It's going to be opening today at the Downer Theater, and it is rated PG-13. It's a character study starring Elle Fanning, who's Dakota Fanning's younger sister. Annette Bening is in it, and it's a period piece in the early 60s about the Cuban Missile Crisis and nuclear war threat, so it's kind of timely right now. It's a quiet, slow movie, but very dramatic at the end, and if you like an art, independent film, this is a good choice.
Do you like it?
I thought it was fine. For me, it's more of a rental, but again, if you're more in the mood, if you don't want a slasher film, or if you've already seen Oz the Great and Powerful, and you want something that's just more like a little period piece drama, it's a good option.
Ryan, this movie, why didn't it get a big release? Why is it on no selected screens?
Well, it's interesting. Because it's a small art film, it was released at the very end of last year in the major cities and then gets, for awards consideration, and then gets a slow rollout throughout the rest of the country over the next few months. It just happens with some small films.
Okay.
Timely indeed.
So Jurassic Park, this is PG-13. I remember seeing this one when it first came out.
1993, 20 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
do we have to own up to that?
We do. I was there too.
And I remember a lot of people, especially younger people, being really scared and really freaked out by this movie. But I don't know now, 20 years later,
well,
if it's still...
maybe not. It did give me nightmares 20 years ago. I'll admit that. One dinosaur that spits venom at you is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And it's great seeing it again. It's just such a masterpiece. It's a cinematic treasure, and it is enhanced by the 3D. I'm usually not a fan of movies that are converted to 3D versus the ones that are actually shot in 3D. But this one, you can actually notice the 3D about 60% of the time, which is a good job because most converted movies you can only notice it about 10%.
Oh, okay.
And it does somewhat enhance the film. But even without the 3D, it's worth getting out to see this movie on the big screen again. It's just one of the best movies ever made.
Really? You think it's one of the best movies ever made?
It's a masterpiece. It's a Spielberg film. It's funny. It's dramatic. The effects are incredible. It's visionary. And it's thrilling. It's just the definition of a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Well, you know something, I remember the movie coming out so very clearly. I wonder if the kids who are so used to, you know, the fast clips and the fast editing and the ooh-wow effects, how they'll take to the 3D version.
Well, I brought my niece and nephew to this film, and they are 10 and 12, and they loved this. They were just totally silent and glued to the screen the entire time. They had seen it previously on DVD, but loved even the 3D version.
Fantastic. Really quick, is it odd, we talked about it in chat, where this guy is going to get his money back because the scene from a trailer wasn't in the movie. Does that happen often, that there's something in a trailer that doesn't appear then in the movie?
It happens all the time. Trailers are commercials, and even some directors will actually make trailers that have scenes that are not in the film just to try to be more exciting, and it's a regular practice. So I don't know that there's actually merit to it. I don't consider it false advertising. The tone of a trailer is often different than the tone of a film.
Interesting. I didn't know it happened that often.
Well, so, I think the studio did a good job just giving the money back and getting a happy camper.
Yeah, I think so too.
In this case, it was the right thing.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. It was
Thank
great
you so
to have
much.
you here. And you can like Ryan J on Facebook, follow him on Twitter, and for his full movie reviews, be sure to check out his website, ryanjreviews.com. Always a blast to see you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Ryan.
it.